Welcome to another exciting episode of Time Sports on the Beat with me, K. Rajan of the New Straits Times. Today in the studio, we have our guest, Dato' James Selvaraj, former national champion, Thomas Kappa, and also Badminton Association of Malaysia High Performance Director and Coach. Dato', thank you for making time to attend our session today.
Thank you for having me.
And the second person in our studio today, we have seasoned badminton writer and my colleague, Cam Bupati, also in the studio with us today.
Thank you, Rajan. Thank you for having us here.
Today we have an interesting topic. There's some changes in our BA of Malaysia, BAM. We have a new president coming in the leadership. Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz has taken over from Tan Sri Norza Zakaria as the president on May 10. So, what do you think, Datuk? What is the ultimate objective for BM to achieve under the leadership of the new president?
Well, you can see Tan Sri Norza has done very well, brought in some good changes in the association, in administration-wise and all the rest of the works an association that should have. He has appointed deputy president, secretaries, treasurers. So now a new man is taking over. To Tengku, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a hard way up to make sure that we produce the champions. That's a long way that you have to go. Being a corporate man, was former CEO of CIMB, a banker, and now investment minister, international trade minister. I think as far as administration is concerned, as far as the running of the association, it'll be chicken feed for Tengku. I mean, he has been in that hot seat already, so nothing is going to be a problem for him. What I like to see from him actually is to see him go down to the ground. He has to go back to the ground to see the players, talk to the players, ask them what is the happening in the badminton scene, what is happening internationally, so that he can study what is going to happen. I mean, he was there during Nicole David's squash time, so I think he knows about sports. It'll be good that he's got a little bit of sports background. I mean, he may not have played badminton. As far as I think, he may not have played badminton internationally, no. But I think it's going to be a long way up for him to see that a lot of things are going to happen in badminton scene. I think he has got to go down to the ground, talking to the players, talking to former players. Because former players will give him some input so that he will be able to understand things better. And then he goes down to the players and then he will talk with the coaches, he will talk with the players and what exactly is happening on the court. And from there he has asked for 100 days, which is interesting. So within the 100 days, he's going to learn a lot of things. And then I think he's going to implement some new ideas into the scene again.
Do you see, Dato', with a new president coming in, should he remain status quo with how the administration is? Or can we expect changes, maybe his idea of administration? Or would that be rocking the boat? Because we know BM have established the way of doing things, and then we know they are one of the most vibrant sports associations in the country. They are capable of attracting sponsors, partners. Where you see his management style, would that be an issue?
I think he has to do some changes. He cannot be following somebody. Something, as I told earlier, Tan Sri Norza has already done his job. He's going off with a lot of things done properly. Maybe there are some new ideas that Tengku has got that he wants to implement. Because he's been internationally, he's a known person. He has been attending speeches, he is attending a lot of functions and everything like that. So I think there's a lot of things that he will be able to do changes. And I think change is always for the better. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what is going to happen now. I would like to see a lot more new things happening. As I told earlier that he needs 100 days. He is going to do the changes for sure. He's going to study. He will not rock the boat by changing a lot of things immediately, but give him some time.
In stages.
Give him time to study. Let him study the association proper. Look at the administration side of it. He may start off with that because that's his forte. So he'll be able to do a lot of changes. And hopefully from there, he'll be able to come up with some new ideas. What should be done in there? Maybe he will feel that there may be one too many people working in BM. Maybe he want to do some changes there. Then maybe is the funds adequate enough to take care of all the way of running of the association and everything. So there's going to be a lot of things that there will be some changes. So if you don't change, you're not doing for the better. To me, I think there's going to be a lot of changes.
So we expect positive changes.
Yes, for sure. I think with the caliber of his personality, I think he should be able to achieve his target.
Bhupathi, what do you think? Do you see that changes are needed? Because, like I mentioned, BM is a well-oiled machine in terms of their product, their way they sell their things, their athletes, the sports. They can easily attract sponsors. Do you see areas that Tengku Zafrul can bring in changes?
Changes are definitely needed because even as parting words, Tan Sri Norza did mention that under his leadership, he's already created the world champion, first world champion in badminton. So it is for Tengku Zafrul to take it to the next level, look for more world champions in his area, and also in badminton, and also obviously the Olympic goal is the ultimate objective for the nation, for the association. And I would like to ask this question to Dato' also. Dato', do you think that the Olympic goal, the Tengku Zafrul coming in, do you think it is a tall order for him to achieve under the current management, the current setup?
If you look at the current set of players, we are looking at gold medal to come from Aaron and Wuyik in the men's double. We are looking at the gold medal to come from Pearly and Tina. But are they capable of bringing the gold medal? So this is something that I like Tengku to talk to the players, ask them their views, get them on the court and see whether they will be able to perform when the time comes. You see, Olympics is not tomorrow. Olympics is going to be for 3 years' time. But even then, 3 years will just come just like that. So, but will be our players be injury-free to go in and to bring us back the gold medal? As far as the men's singles is concerned, we only have Junhao, we have got Justin. Eugene is still, knocking at the door, but he's not there yet. And Ziyong, I don't know whether he's still playing or not playing. I don't hear of him. I think there's going to be... So, we don't have the actual nucleus of our players.
The prospects.
Players who will be able to tell us, yes, he's going to bring it. We don't have the caliber of Lee Chong-wei. If we have Lee Chong-wei now, we will say that we are going to bring the gold medal back. So, and he tried for 3 different Olympics events. I was with him in 2012 in London. But, he did it all he can, but he could not win the gold medal. So now we are banging on players who are not there knocking at the door, but they are ranked number 22, 23. I don't know what ranking now, Junhao's ranking now. But I don't know whether they will be able to bring us the gold medal. Hopefully, with the new coaches, with the new setup of coaches that we have, Rexy going back to men's double, Kenneth in men's singles. You have got Rosman in Pearly and Tina's ladies double. So we have got some good Nova in mixed double. So, the coaches are there. But will they produce the result? That's the big question. So hopefully things will get better. As I said, let give Tengku a chance to go down, talk to the players, talk to the coaches, look at their program. Is it adequate enough? Is it good enough for them to deliver the result, the gold medal? It's going to take some time for Tengku to get used to all these things going on. So let's just wait and see what happens.
Dato', like you mentioned, we have a number of players, potential, 3 years later, Olympic potential. There are a lot of focus on them. Previously, we had a group of players that there was huge focus for this elite group of players, but there seems after them there was a gap. We had Chong-wei, and there was a big gap. Do you see this is a key area that bringing in backup to be at same level, like you mentioned earlier, will those players that we have will be ready for challenging for the Olympic gold medal? But at the same time, to give them challenge, to bring those backup to be in a better position, to bring that competition into the setup. Do you see this is something that Tengku Zafrul...
when I was way back a few years ago when I was in the coaching committee in BM, my question was always, when are we going to bring the backup players back into the mainstream? Because we were not looking at the backup players. We were just looking at the top elite few players, and we were not bothered about what was going to happen. When you ask a question, they will tell you, they are coming, they are not ready yet, they are not coming. Rudy Hartono won the World Championship, All England, when it was called the Premier Tournament, at 17 years old and 8 months. When he can have done at that age, why not us? So if you don't bring your backup players now into the mainstream, they are not going to learn. They are not going to get any experience. They will not be put in the trash, put them in the... like you're asking somebody who can't even swim. Throw him into the pool, you see whether he will struggle or not. He will struggle and come up. So the same thing, our backup players will struggle initially, but then give them the chance to be exposed. I think they will then perform. Slowly but surely, they will come up. You got 3 years. Who knows that suddenly Kenneth may find a player in the backup squad who'll deliver the gold medal for us. Maybe it's not now. It may not be Justin, but maybe from somebody from the backup squad. Kenneth is a very seasoned coach. He has so much experience in coaching the Danish team. So now that we have got him, you're paying him good salary, you taking care of him, and I know he's a very hard-working guy. He works I heard also he works on the weekend also, he's still working. So I think he has to be given the liberty of bringing in all the junior players into the squad and choosing his players who he thinks is going to deliver the gold medal. Even if you have no chance, he is going to make sure that he will try to make to deliver the gold medal for us.
Bhupathi, how do you see the gap of can we, like Datuk James said, can we see someone from the junior setup, maybe the backup setup, to be ready in that 3 years? Could we have those unpolished gems that could deliver?
Looking at the gap is it's quite big.
Yeah, it's very
Quite
wide.
big,
It's very wide compared to the elite squad and the junior squad, because they were never exposed. That was the main problem. You have to expose them. You have to bring them in, put them through all the 100 series tournament, 300 series, 750, 500 series tournament. Put them through all these tournaments, and then you know that they will get the experience of how to become a champion. Seeing other players play, they will know straight away how that you don't win a tournament just like that, you see. It took so many years for Chong Wei to come up to where he was at that time. So it's the same to everybody.
How do you see other countries doing this when they fill in or they blood in the youngsters? How is their process for those countries who have been successful?
Look at Indonesia. How many youngsters have come up? Look at Hong Kong. How many youngsters have come up? Look at Chinese Taipei. These are the countries that got all the young players coming up, you see. Thailand, suddenly you can see Thailand bringing all the young players you never heard of. Suddenly they're there. Kunlewat is one of the players, but then he came up from the junior level. He was the junior world champion, and then he came up from there. So I think you have to expose our players. If you don't expose our players, you will never be able. You'll be still dreaming of how are we going to bring the gold medal.
So you have experience with Chong Wei, Dato' Chili Chong Wei. There is a shift of mentality, the mental strength that he has, and then looking at the newer generation. Yes, generational changes. Their perception of things is different. The way they view things different. Do you see it's just very hard to emulate what Dato' Lee Chong Wei has done? It's just impossible. If we look at the sports, he dominated. He was there, consistent. But we can't see a lot of consistent, even foreign players. It looks like the game has changed. It looks like the athlete's mentality have changed. He was injury free. He was like a perfect athlete. It's like a machine. So, but when we look at now, there is
too many injuries going on.
Too many injuries going on. There are a lot of other challenges. So, is that a shift in how the game is being played, how the game is being managed, how the athlete is being managed?
No, the change was there when Chong Wei was playing that time. The change was already there. It was 21 points, and he was. But it was his own mental strength. Mentally, he was told himself that he wants to be a champion. No matter what happens, he wanted to be a champion. That's why you see him fighting all the way. He does that. Everything he does is that extra. That extra is the one that makes you a champion. I saw for myself during my time. I saw how Rudy Houghton was training. That's why he was the champion, because he gave that extra 1 hour, extra 2 hours. He himself will do it. So this is his own personal interest of becoming a champion. And that was what Lee Chong Wei was at that time.
That's what driven them, so driven.
This is what is missing in our current set of players. They want to become a champion, but they just think that being a champion is just like that. It falls. It doesn't fall down from heaven. You have to train. You have to make sure. You have to give all your and out or whatever you call it, and make sure that you deliver the results.
So Dato, okay, now we have three very strong pairs. The top ones, okay, Aaron Chia, so weak in the men's doubles. Mixed doubles, you have Chentangji, Toiwe. Women's doubles, you have Peli and Tina. So the focus is always there. So now, maybe do you think, maybe under Tengku Zafrul, maybe he has to take that brave step to start building 2 or 3 pairs under them, the younger ones. So put more focus on them. Although the immediate goal is LA 2028, where you have to depend on the senior pairs, but you also have second plan ready plan for the 2032 Olympics. Maybe some of them might even break through in the 2028 Olympics. Do you see that kind of scenario at the moment?
This is what we need Tengku to do. We need Tengku to go down, talk to the coaches, identify the players that who are going to deliver the result. Like exactly what you said. They may not reach even the quarterfinals of 28 Olympics. They will deliver for you the goal in 32. So you see, so it's a progressive thing. So what Tengku got to do is, if the coaches feel there are another 3 pairs coming up, I think he should make the bold step of training. The coaches got to train the extra pairs and then make them deliver the result when the time comes. It may not be in 28, it may be in 32, but you know for sure something is going to happen. And this is the new job of Tengku, and I hope Tengku will just be brave enough to go and push all these young players to come up as soon as possible.
Dato',
Because they have been waiting for too long, I think.
Dato', with more players, more talents to challenge, it obviously means more money needed to get them prepared, to expose them, competition, tournament, coaches. Do you see Tengku Zafrul as the investment, trade and industry minister, corporate background? He can bring in, we know Tan Sri Norza brought in a lot of funding. Do you see that there's another step up needed to get in more investment to make sure whatever plan have that financial backing to run the programs?
To me personally, looking at his background and knowing what the person he is, I think it is nothing new to him. He'll be able to deliver that part of it. That's why I said, as I started my conversation, I said, administration-wise, there's nothing for us to worry about, because he's strong enough to know what exactly to do. I think bringing in the funds is being now current investment minister. He has got all the connection. As a corporate figure, he knows the people. He'll be able to bring in the funding. I think the funding should not be a big problem. Put the yardstick in front of him, because I think he'll be able to deliver that part of it. My more worry is to how is he going to bring in the players to a different level altogether. And his job is now to find the younger players, the set of players, and bring them together and ask the coaches concerned to bring them up to the level of the current. They may not become the elite players, like I said. They may not bring the goal in 28, but they may bring the goal in 32. So if there are some other sport that can bring in the goal in 28, so much the better. But 32, you are sure that Tengku is going to make sure that these coaches are going to do their work and the players will deliver.
So you believe 2032 should be the Olympics that the real BAM should produce results?
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do, because knowing Buik and Aaron, they'll be what, 31, 32, Bupati?
Yeah,
they'll be,
30,
at the age,
31.
very
Decline.
senior level. What my fear is, they will not be injury free. Because Aaron got a bad shoulder, we got some problem in his leg. So these are things that, whether they will last the next 3 years, how are they going to take it? Step by step, they'll hopefully they will be injury free for the 28 Olympics.
Okay, Tengku Zafrul have said he want to engage former players to get their feedback and then use it to elevate the standards we have now. Do you see that it should be a one-off, or it should be a consistent engagement with former players, maybe coaches, former coaches as well, to have that a proper mechanism, the way to regularly get some contribution from guys, players, ex-players who have done their best, deliver the result for the country?
I have something to say on this subject. I I really like Tengku to really look into it. Very good for him to engage with former players. It's one of the better things to do, because the former players, if you look at it, when they have retired from the game, they are opening badminton academy. Chong Wei Feng, a few other coaches, young girls, they've all got their own academy, they are training. So these are the players who have been there in BM. Now they have left BM. Now they are going to start on their own to do a business. They have to earn a living because there are no more badminton players. So I think it's good that they start learning to become more professional in a sense, that thing, and asking them to talk to the president. It'll be a good thing. So it's good for Tengku to mix with the former players, talk to them, and I think, like your question was, whether there should be a one-off thing or going to be. It has got to be consistently. I think it has got to go on and on and on. On this part, I like to say something extra, something that triggers my mind about what other countries doing. If you look at Indonesia, who's the deputy president? It's Taufik Hidayat, the former Olympic champion, the former world champion. He is going to do something different from what other thing. Who's the president of China BA? He's the former badminton player. Who's the president of the Korean BA? He's the former badminton player. Who is the strongman of Indian badminton? Bhupati.
Prakash.
No, Prakash, and the other one is Gopi Chandran. So you see, there are all these players. The former players are doing their part for the country. Why not Malaysia? What happened to all our players? Why our coaches are good coaches are running away? Wong Chun Nan is in Hong Kong. He took along Tam Jin Chin with him. He took along Jeremy Gunn with him. Tan Kim has gone to India. We have got Lee Wan Wan now from junior squad. He's been promoted to senior squad as the coach of the Japanese badminton team. So you see, our coaches are doing well overseas. Why don't we keep them here? Why do we not
let our
engage
coaching
with them? And you have let them go. So now we are looking for coaches. So you have got Rexy coming in from Indonesia. You have got Harry from Indonesia coming for men's doubles. You have Noah for mixed doubles. Then you have got Kenneth for men's singles. So you got a lot of foreign coaches. Helping them are all our local coaches. Yogendran is there and Rosman is there. So hopefully things will get better. I think that changes. I think it's time. Maybe the constitution says that only the president and secretary can be council members. Maybe it's time for BM to look at this picture as a bigger picture, for Tengku to see whether any of these former players, people like Lee Chong Wei, they should contribute. He's a member of the RTG. He's a member of the MSN board. So he should come and help BM come back and bring in another 3-4 former players to be in the council, to sit in the BM council. Maybe they can contribute on the badminton side. They may not be able to help in the administration side of it, but they be able to help on the technical side, on the badminton side of it, because they were players. They can deliver. They can give you a lot of input.
Yeah, their perspective as a player.
I think this something be very interesting, because if former players of other countries, you look at it, they are contributing. You look at the Chinese coaches, if you look at it, chief coach of the men's single, Sun Jun, former world champion. So who is the men's doubles coach? Also a former player. So all these players are playing, all these players are delivering. And I think it's time for us, for our former players, to help the badminton association back again. So why not Tengku make it a new setup, starting that these coaches could also be part and parcel of the contributing factor for BAM. They may not be council members, they don't have to be council members, but they can be a special committee to join to help Tengku and help deliver the result for the association.
The result matter, your position doesn't matter.
Do you think maybe the former players, they've always come in, most of them, teaching is the first objective for them. Once they retire, they look at that. Very few actually have gone into administration, the management. Do you think former players should also look at that? Like what Taufik has done, what Kim Dong Moon, Korea BA president, now Zhang Jun is China BA president. These are all Olympic champions, all of them. Established players, all coming into that post. Even Thomas Loon is actually, world-class player. So
he's the secretary of the International
BWF Secretary General. So things, do you also see former players taking up this role also? In another way to contribute back to badminton.
Maybe they've never been given an opportunity. You see, our setup in BAM is such that only the president and secretary attend the council meeting. They're council members. They call themselves council members. Was when the former players were playing, when they retire, were they given a chance to do some administration work, to learn the game, start working out on what they will do? That's why I say, other than exactly you said rightfully, that when they retire from the game, they become coaches. That's the only thing they know about. They have an academy. Look at Wei Feng. He just started an academy a few months ago. And he calls himself his own club. And he's got coaches coming up, players coming in. Parents are very interested in game. It's like getting a degree in going to university and studying. Playing badminton is also another sport where you can make millions. Like you see Pearly and Tina fighting to get some extra thing from BM. Whether they get it or not, I don't know. But if Buik and Aaron are getting in the millions, why not make it another business venture for them? Instead of staying idle, you see, or waiting for you to retire and then only become a coach. No, I think there's a some other better way of thinking. How else can you make them administrators? You asked the correct question. Can this may be the new thing? This is the new thing that start with the new president. Maybe the new president will have a session with the former players who is interested in becoming an administrator also. He came a little bit of administration work, but more technical on the badminton court, you see.
We need former athletes who to take in administration as a prospect, a job prospect as well.
Exactly.
And they can contribute in policies of BAM, and who knows, maybe they can go up to BWF, Asian Badminton as well.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. What are the other roles do you think the former players can be utilized? Because he did say that he's going to meet up with a lot of Tengku Zafrul said he's going to meet up with a lot of former players, get with their views. So what other things do you think he possibly
can look into?
As I said earlier already, administration wise, the association wise, I think he should know better. He runs the whole ministry by himself, so he has got that enough experience to run an association. Is not, and he'll be very free of all the work because his senatorship finishes in December, and after that he can give full time to badminton. So that can be part and parcel of the work progress, you see. But as I said, he has to go down to the ground. I like him to be more hands-on with the badminton players, talking to the coaches, let him understand what are the problems the coaches go through, what are the problems the players go through, and what are the thing that you can rectify the problem into the strong point. Your weakness, you got your strength. So which is better? So you think the weakness is there's some problem very evident in the what you call this weakness side, improve on it. When there's improvement side, you increase your dosage to make it better. So you got pros and cons to it, and I think Tengku will be able to, to me, I think he's strong enough,
capable enough
to really do something extra.
Okay, I think we have a very entertaining and informative session today with Dr. James and Bupati sharing their insights. Thanks for listening to the Time Sports on the Beat. I'm your host K. Rajan, and our guest today, Dr. James Selvaraj and Bupati, my colleague. We hope you have enjoyed our session, and you can listen to the podcast on Audio Plus, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you.
Thank you.